Hey, this is Jason with Summer Camp Systems, and today we're going to look at running the course completion transfer process. Before I get started with actually going into the course completion module and actually going to the course completion transfer, I'm just going to talk a little bit about what that actually means. So the course completion module is a new module that was released in Build 2.2. It's basically a way to track when a person completes a course and at what level that course is completed. So for example, as you probably know, there's courses and there's course requirements. And if I go into course requirements, and we'll just actually pull up a course requirement from Swimming 101. In this particular case, this course requirement is must be able to swim 400 meters without stopping for rest. So this is a actual course requirement for the swimming course, and as well as the rest of these up here in the grid view. And these are basically each requirement that must be met in order to complete this particular course. So I have the option to transfer each course to course completion in either summary, detail, or either not applicable. So if I go under courses and I'll look again at the Swimming 101 course, you'll notice that the transfer in is actually set to detail, meaning that for Swimming 101 we're going to transfer the course record as well as each individual course requirement for this particular course to the course completion module. If I looked at another course such as fly tying, you'll notice that it is set to summary, meaning it will only transfer the course record and not the course requirements that are in the system. And finally, if I looked at free swim, it is set to not applicable. It will not be transferred to course completion. It's just a course that can be taken at camp, and there's no requirement to actually complete the course. It's more of like a fun style activity that you just participate in while attending camp. So I'm going to go back to the course requirements one more time and just explain a couple of other key concepts about the detailed transfer to course completion. So in addition to being able to transfer each requirement for a course, you can also transfer at an individual level. So in this particular case, I can say course completion transfer yes or no, meaning I will or will not transfer this particular requirement. This is helpful when you want to print requirements that are kind of prerequisites that basically tell the individual something about camp before attending and about taking this class, but maybe it's not something that you would actually complete. Like for example, you may need to bring a particular piece of clothing to participate in swimming class, or you may have to pay some money for something at the trading post. Something of that example would be why you would not transfer this particular item to the course completion module. You also have the option to transfer this requirement in complete or incomplete status, and you have the option to preserve the completion status. As you'll see in the later tutorials, when a camp user goes in and starts marking these as complete or incomplete, anything where the preserve completion status is set to yes, the automated process will omit that requirement from being touched. It can be manually updated by a camp user, but it will not be changed to complete or incomplete by any of the automated processing. So for now, I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to go back to course completion, and I'm going to go to course completion transfer, and the normal parameters around organization and camp and event. I'll go ahead and select an event, and you'll notice that my pending records button shows up and says I basically have 22 pending records, meaning that the unit users of the system have actually made some type of change in registration by going under my registrations for their unit, and they've either deleted or changed or added some type of registration record. So now I'm going to go ahead and transfer these to course completion by clicking the transfer button. You'll notice that I get a message back. It basically tells me what has occurred. In this case, 3 summary records, 5 summary records with 19 requirements. 37 records that were not transferred, and then a couple of updates were transferred as part of this process into the course completion module. And that's really about it for actually performing the transfer into the course completion module. As a reminder, you can always go to summercampsystems.com/docs to see the latest help information about the application. In this particular example, by going to Camp User and then clicking on the Understanding Course Completion link, you'll get step-by-step instructions about setting up course completion. At the bottom of this page, there's step-by-step instructions for each task within course completion, and this particular one was transfer to course completion, where you can find out more information about actually doing the transfer. I hope you've enjoyed this tutorial. Thanks and have a great day.